watching STV Select for Fun.
Thank you so much for watching STV Select for Fun, and right about now I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2021. Now, extending warm wishes on this Christmas Day, let's take a look at our headlines.
In our headlining stories tonight, Christians gather to celebrate Jesus Christ as his birthday was today. And traders complain of losses from the business sector. Also tonight, Kampala's streets are very empty compared to normal. And in sport, Paris Saint-Germain have fired Thomas Tuchel. This and much more coming up in Select News tonight.
Right, now first, let's delve into our first story for today, where the 25th of December, which is today, Christmas Day, that is an important day to all Christians all over the world. Among them was Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu, who presided over prayers at the Namirembe Cathedral in honor of this day.
Today, the 25th of December, is believed to be Jesus' birthday. Jesus Christ is the most famous man on earth, and Christians who believe in him as the Savior sent by God to the world gather together to celebrate him in one way or another. Christians from Namirembe Church, led by the Archbishop Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, gathered together at their church to celebrate. The Archbishop also condemned highly the people who are still practicing gender-based violence, which has continued to increase among the communities.
And married, there's no peace. Domestic violence, gender-based violence, violence we have seen in Uganda, people killing each other. It is an indicator that there is no peace inside. Some people are walking, but inside they are suffering.
He also commented on the political situation in Uganda and asked people to maintain peace while in this period.
We need a national dialogue so that we talk about our problems. Peace should be amongst us.
By noontime, however, the church was almost half empty, with some of the remaining people taking pictures to save memories of their day. Carrot Mwine for Select.
Well, we do hope you enjoyed your Christmas Day. Those who went to church, we do hope you learned a thing or two. Moving on to our next story. Christmas Day is usually a day of rest and enjoyment compared to all the other days that we have in a year. This year, Christmas occurred on a Friday, and we decided to take a walk through the city to capture the mood.
Kampala City is usually a very busy place with a lot of traffic in the mornings and evenings, as well as a lot of people walking on the streets. Today, however, the town had a very different mood altogether. Streets were almost empty, and there was a breath of fresh air. A Along Kafumbe-Mkasa Road, one of the most common roads in the city, a number of people were seen walking around, but the numbers were very limited compared to the usual. Most shops were closed today, apart from very few that were in operation. Another place we visited was the Ginger Road Junction, where crowds never cease usually. This time, however, the streets were almost empty, and the few people that were walking there had lots of space to themselves. This mood is expected to go on like this until the end of the festive season, which is next week. Kara Tumine for.
Well, that's it from some of the streets in Kampala. It is shocking that the crowds have reduced so much compared to what is usually in the city. And as Kara Tumine, I get shocked because actually people went to celebrate with their friends, families and loved ones on this Christmas Day. To those who lost your loved ones, by the way, I'd like to say it is never over, and when you move on, life will get better. Moving on to yet another Christmas story, because today is Christmas and we're still celebrating the birth of Christ. Christmas used to be a time of fun in the times of old. People had different things that excited them, including buying new clothes, drinking soda, among others. We caught up with an elderly lady who told the story of what she remembers this day to be during the old times.
Yedda twagitunuuliranga ddala nga mu mwezi mu Novemba nga ffenna tutunula Christmas nga n'awaka watunula Christmas. Twalimanga nga tutegeke obukubo amakubo agakyama awaka. Twayonjanga ku masinzizo, twayonjanga mu mayumba, we zaabanga za ttaka nga tumala obusa. Christmas zedda ande nga kiba kisambi kya nnyama, ente bagyekwatanga abantu bana, emakaana nga gali ya nnyama nga gasalamu buli omu atwalako ekisambi omukono. Mu kweyongera obungi, ebbula ly'emirimu lingi, obunafu bungi, tugenda ne tukuliza abaana baffe mu bisulo. Omwana akula tamanyi kigambo kukakalukana, ate ffe ne tulowooza nti tebaakule, ate nga bakula. Enzungu era enkoko enzungu ne bw'ogijja mu kiyumba kyayo n'ogikuba wano wabweru temanyi kutakula. Ne bwe bava mu kisulo babaako ebintu bye bakola baleme kukula nga banafu, kubanga omwana bw'akula nga munafu ne mu ndowooza aba munafu. Ng'eggwanga ndisaba tuddeyo buto, tuddeyo ne ku ngero zaffe, obugere obwabangayo nga kaakati ekugeza ng'ekiryo ky'ensujju kyalandanga ne kiwa omwaganya abantu abalanda nga tebaba.
That brings us to a short break. But before I go for a short break, I'd like to let you know that we have more of Christmas stories and so much more in business as well as in sport. Please do not go away. But also don't forget that we are live on STV Uganda Facebook page. Please do go down there and comment on what you think Christmas was like to you. Share with us your thoughts. We will be glad to air them out here on Select News. Let's go for a short break. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, you're watching STV Select for Fun. Hey guys, you're watching STV, Select for Fun.
Welcome back from that short break, and thank you so much for watching Select News. Once again, my name is Carol Twine. We're still continuing with Christmas tales and the whole holiday mood. I hope that you do had fun with your friends, family or relatives. I had fun with my family and they send you greetings. Moving on to our next story. Today being one of the special days during this year, Select News caught up with some citizens and listened to their opinions about the Christmas day.
So Christmas yaguno mulungi tebadde lwabulamu mu Katonda lwatuwadde kubanga bw'obulamu oba okyabulina omwebazaako Katonda. Naye nga Christmas ya leero si eyaguli emyaka egiwedde egiyise baye yaguno omulungi ate ye baddemu obulwadde buno ekindi ekyatulumba tumanyi kyava kyakituleezesezza ewaka abamu tugenda ne tutetenkanya ne tuyiiya ne tubeera ewaka ebbanga eddene so obusente obwandibadde bukola ebirala tubuseevinga tulubadde nga tulina bukozesaamu birala bino ebizza abaana ku masomero biki bajjajja mu kyalo.
Christmas twagira n'ogenda gindi n'okyakalako naye ogenda kumala kulya ewuwo weebake kitegeera olw'ensonga ya corona ye yale yakola corona ye baba yeetaaga oba kuwaki yeetaaga kukolimira kitegeera
kale ffe bitusiza mu ngeri ebubi nnyo kusinziira nga nti ng'olaba omugwalo ngeri gwaliwo ate n'amabala nti baagagala nti mukimanyi kati kusebisinga nti katubirawo bitusiza si bulungi nnyo nga bannanga abalala nga ffe batisika abato abali batandika embeera si nungi
nga ng'ogula olugoye olupya n'ogenda n'obaako ogenda nga ku biiki ne famire yo ne musanyukamu naye yaleero si we kiri.
Christmas y'omulundi guno tebadde mbi newankubadde mbadde mu covid kati fe abatunda ebyokulya bitambudde tukozeyo kasente okusinga ne Christmas endala kale despite the covid naye abantu sebo balina sente z'abantu beriisa abantu begulira ebyokusinzeeko munansonyiwa abali obubi bambi si kirungi naye no Christmas esinzeeko gira emyaka emirala ebitwadde tebitambula naye mwaka guno ebintu bitambudde
beeyisiza obubi era mubeeyisiza obulungi n'abami bambi abatafunyeemu okusinziira olw'obulwadde bwa corona nebaza Katonda kuba nina obulamu kuba waliwo abali obubi abali mu malwaliro olw'ebizibu ebitali bimu naye nze nebaza Katonda ni mulamu.
Bannayuganda bannange mwenna mbaagaliza Christmas n'omwaka omuki n'omwaka ogujja guba ogw'emirembe naye ogujja corona bannaye corona bantuyambe n'abanga awedde kitegeera omwaka ogujja tetwandyetaaze corona kuddamu tusensera.
Moving on to yet another story, 104 billion shillings that are meant for the Yoga project has been released to the different groups that are part of this project. Now, the criteria for receiving this money is only registered groups receive this share. Let's take a look at this.
And as submitted to the ministry, it's us collectively now as the ministry, and that may be me now as the registrar who has the master key for the funds be diligently follow these groups up. We would want MSC would be interested even by them. This, as she said, this simply certificate for Sereri County must be the luckiest to receive the first certificate. Provisional certificates, meaning those groups or those circles are on probation. It's a probation of 2 years. It's not something we've done exclusively for these groups, for Nyoga groups. It's something actually, it's in the law.
Leero tuli wano twogera ku nsonga enkulu ey'emyoga. Microfinance Support Center ky'ekitongole ekikwataganyisa emirimu gya emyoga mu Uganda. So this is a dummy check for emyogas in Serere district. We have disbursed a total of the emyogas in Kalaki district, and this fund is a revolving fund. Kindly pass over a message. It's a revolving fund and we expect them to use the funds well. There is additional money that is coming on board for those who are going to utilize this fund well. Thank you. Procedure eliweti ntino ba RDCs baffe ba technical ba team leaders ku district level but whereas lists eza emyoga circles eziri ready mu districts zaabwe. So zino districts zesinaba kwogera tunaba kuweereza sente waliwo ezaweereza lists zaabwe leero tezirabise ku listi.
Mulimu okuba nti akasente kano katono kubanga bw'owa ekyokulabirako nze mu district yange y'Eruga nina aba produce dealers bangi nnyo bawera 2,250 naye obawe miliyoni 3 obanga asudde akati.
Giving this country and for this program of Nyoga. We pray that as we engage in
divisions e Kampala ne Wakiso era sente ze Kampala tugenda disbursinga echa zijja kuba ziri ku account.
Alright, as you're still in your Christmas mood, enjoying with family, friends and relatives, it's also good that you get to know what's happening around the world, like that story that you've just watched. I'll go for a short break now and return with business. Don't go away.
You're watching STV Select for Fun. You're watching STV Select for Fun.
Merry Christmas once again and a prosperous new year from me to you. Moving on to business, in our first report today, we traverse the areas of Port Bell Road, where the main butcheries are located in Kampala town, to find out how business is doing in this sector. Business owners are not happy about their situation, and this is what we gathered.
Fla, located on Old Port Bell Road, is a place well known for butcheries nationwide. This place is usually one of the busiest on a normal day. Today, the Select News team was there to talk to the people in this business and see if there are any changes that have happened.
Abantu abasinga tebakyakola sente ntono mu bantu yadde abantu balina okusanyukamuko naye nga tebalina amasanyu ku sente batono kubanga sente zirabika nti ntono mu bantu abantu tebakyakola kumpi mwaka mulamba.
Different butchers were in a somber mood and very disappointed at the low business turnout. They complained that this Christmas is the first of its kind that's registered such losses, and many are shocked that people don't even have money to buy a quarter kilo of meat.
Christmas ebadde ya bwavu nnyo nga gyenkomeza kuba tubadde tebalina nnyo ssente. Wayino Christmas gy'obadde osanga n'omuntu ng'ajja ku mudaala nagamba muzeeyi mpayo kwota y'ennyama.
One of the traders pointed out that the cause of this lag in the business sector as a whole is the fact that money-making places like bars, events and others are still on lockdown.
Ebikujjuko byabeerangawo ku nnaku enkulu ng'abantu bagula emitima, obutaago, ennyama enjereyo nga bagyokya nnyo ku bikujjuko. Kati n'obutabaako bikujjuko ku nnaku enkulu kireetedde ebintu ebimu okudiba ng'emitima, bibumba, butaago. Waliwo ebintu ebyangu by'okwokyayookya ebyo bebeera nnyo ku bikujjuko naye ku luno tebasobodde bigula nnyo olutaba lwa bikujjuko olw'abantu okuba nti badde tebakola ki bali waka.
Katerega Muhammad, another trader, says they decided to cut prices of meat in order to make sales, but they still remained low.
Nako ne Christmas endala mpozi ebintu olwaliro bigenze mpola tebigenze mu speedi nga ya bulijjo era n'ennyama ebadde mu bbeeyi nga nsamusamu nkakasa nti bakasitoma baffe bafunye ekintu ekirungi ate ku bbeeyi enki.
He says this situation started because of COVID-19 but has worsened in this season.
Abantu abasinga tebakyakola sente ntono mu bantu yadde abantu balina okusanyukamuko naye nga tebalina amasanyu ku sente batono.
As traders, they hope for better business come 2021. Carol Tumwine for Select News.
Welcome back from that story. Now, among the sectors that have been on lockdown since March includes the performing arts and entertainment sector. Now, this sector usually makes money, a lot of money actually, in festive seasons like these ones. Now, at the end of this bulletin, I will have a special for you from the performing arts sector to tell us how they're doing. Don't go away. Let me go for a short break and go for sports. Talking sport here at STV on Select News, Swiss tennis champion Roger Federer and women's single legend Serena Williams were among the entries named on Thursday for being the Australia Open. The mega event will take place at Melbourne Park from February 8th to 21st and will feature singles, doubles and wheelchair competitions. Let's take a look at the story.
Roger Federer and Serena Williams were among the entries announced on Thursday for the coronavirus-disrupted Australian Open, with tournament director Craig Tiley vowing a happy slam after months of painstaking planning. All the world's top players have signed on, led by world number ones Novak Djokovic and Ashley Barty. There was a question mark over Swiss great Federer, who warned this month he was in a race against time to be fit after 2 rounds of knee surgery. But he has begun training in Dubai and was among those who entered to play at Melbourne Park as he targets a 7th title. US superstar Williams, who, like Federer, turns 40 next year, is also committed as she once again attempts to pull level with Margaret Court as a 24-time Grand Slam champion. Her last triumph at the majors came in Australia in 2017 when she was pregnant. The opening Grand Slam of the year, which will be played in front of at least 50% of normal crowds, has been pushed back 3 weeks until 8th February. All players must undergo a mandatory 14-day quarantine on arrival, during which they will constantly be tested for COVID-19, but be allowed to train for 5 hours a day in a biosecure bubble. Tini Rukabwe for Select.
That was it from the world of tennis with Tini Rukabwe. Moving on, Paris Saint-Germain have fired their coach Thomas Tuchel. He arrived at the Prince's Park on a 2-year contract in 2018 and guided PSG to their first ever Champions League final this season. Let's take a look at the story.
Paris Saint-Germain fired their coach Thomas Tuchel with former Tottenham boss Mauricio Pochettino lined up as his replacement. According to various media reports, the French champions declined to make any comment. The 47-year-old German arrived at the Parc des Princes on a 2-year contract in 2018 and guided PSG to their first ever Champions League final last season. Tuchel has become the first PSG coach to leave mid-season since Antoine Kombouaré was replaced by Carlo Ancelotti in 2011. He quits his job with PSG's qualification for the last 16 of the Champions League in their hands. Pochettino left Tottenham in November 2019, 6 months after leading them into their first Champions League final. Tini Rukabwe for Select.
Thank you so much for being a part of Select News today, and as well as being a part of the whole STV Select for Fun. Now we do have different programs as aligned during the week and all throughout the day that you should not miss out once you watch Select for Fun. Also our social media platforms, especially Facebook at STV Uganda, where you can follow us, chat with us, as well as comment on our news and tell us exactly what you had for Christmas. My name is Carol Tumwine. See you tomorrow. Good night.